Southfield and Blighted.
Good morning, everybody. It's a real shame that Southfield had to be condemned today. It's a great resource for the community of students up here, and we think that it really is it's a travesty, and we feel so bad for the students here today. We also appreciate the fact that the student population doesn't like that either. And we are hopeful that the students, as well as the rest of the community, will continue to come to the defense of the residents and businesses in West Harlem who are facing this same declaration of blight. Columbia's law firm, Kramer 11, has said that, has described our homes. I live right on the southern end of the expansion area. They've declared our homes, our neighborhood, in this latest legal papers as substandard and unsanitary. Well, I know the snow's a little dirty over there, but I disagree with that blight designation. I don't think that's substandard and unsanitary, nor do I think Luis Enrique's home is substandard or unsanitary, or Nick Spray Reagan's business. These are people who've been around for a long time, decades. Some people live 50 years in their homes at 602 West 132nd Street. They want to stay there. Nick and the other businesses have been around for decades as well. There's no reason on earth why Bollinger and the Board of Trustees call for an all-or-nothing situation. Their call to ignore the community planning process, the 197A process, which Community Board 9 worked for 2 decades on and is currently being considered at city planning right now. There is no reason for Bollinger and the Board of Trustees to tell us in the community, your community will be blighted, you must leave. This is an eviction plan by Bollinger and the Board of Trustees. Let's get that clear. There are alternatives. There are ways in which a rezoning in every other neighborhood in the city, rezonings occur and housing is included. Housing is preserved. This has to be done here. This will be done here, and it will be done because there's a coalition between the students and between the residents and between the businesses and the community board, and we're going to stand strong in this action. So we will not accept the blight designation that has just been laid out here on South Campus, and in turn, you will not accept the blight designation that Columbia has planned for a little farther down in West Harlem. Thank you very much. Now, I'd like to bring up Nick Spray Reagan, who's one of the business owners, please. Can you come up and say a few words?
Thank you all for coming. I represent a family-owned and operated business called Tuck It Away Self-Storage. We have 5 properties in the area that Columbia would like to condemn. This is a second-generation business going on 3rd. We've been in the neighborhood since 1980, and the area is clearly not blighted. It should not be condemned. I would invite all of you who have not walked in the area to take a walk. It's supposed to be warmer tomorrow. You can wait till tomorrow, between 125th and 135th, and you will see that the thriving buildings and businesses are privately owned, either by my family or by others who are fighting Columbia, and the boarded up buildings, the buildings with weeds growing in them and with no tenants, are the ones that are owned by Columbia, and that's wrong. And additionally, as Tom said, there's no component for affordable housing in this Columbia plan, even though that is a clear mandate by the administration that we face and will continue to face a housing crisis in this city for decades to come. And as compared to Columbia's plan, my own buildings, I have asked the Department of City Planning to be able to convert them to affordable housing. We are still waiting word on that. And also, just to be clear, at least for many people in the community, we don't say Columbia cannot come in. Columbia has a lot to offer, but the fact is the community can be shared. There's more than enough space to go around. To the extent that Columbia claims that they need my building so that they can build another research lab or another facility for something, then I would say to them, well, you're already going 25 stories everywhere else in this area. Just go 28 and make up the difference. In any event, thank you for coming, and we need to continue to fight this blight study. Thank you.
Next up is a representative from the mechanics at 3251 Broadway, Sonia. She's going to speak in Spanish, and is Luis Tejada here? Okay, I'll do my best to translate. Okay, or you want to translate?
Yeah, okay, hello, I'm going to try to speak English. It's a little... I'm working on 3251 Broadway. It's a whole building, 5 floors, mechanics. We have more than 20 years working in the community. Now they want to push us out because they want to increase the community. I don't know what they're going to do. So I'm asking them what they're going to do with us. We don't speak English. We don't have a high education. Where they going to send us? Almost around 100 families depend on this kind of works. So what they're going to do? Where they're going to push us? Where they're going to relocate our workers? So I just want an answer. I'm asking them what they're going to do with the mechanics, with the poor people, with us, the Latinos. We don't speak good English. We don't have a good education. So what they're trying to do, they say that building is not good safety. But we have 20 years working there. And we are almost 100 families depending on this area. And we have 20 years, more than 20 years. So what they're going to do? I just want, an answer. And thanks for listening to me.
Thank you. Right now, the area has been, Columbia has put a scaffold up all around that building. They have done no work there. They said they were going to condemn Columbia, they were going to condemn the elevator a year ago. Gratefully, we put pressure on and they've kept that elevator working and the mechanics there, but we need to have a future. And we believe that that future should be right there at 3251 Broadway. We have 2 more speakers. One is Kenny Schaefer and the other is Vicky Dolson, and then we'll end. So Kenny, you want to come up a second?
Hi, my name is Kenny Schaefer. I'm here speaking today on behalf of a growing number of Columbia alumni who are outraged by the Columbia's plans to destroy part of Harlem. We are going to be putting an ad in Columbia Spectator with a sign-on letter saying that we are not going to contribute to Columbia University. They're trying to raise, I forget whether it's $3 or $4 billion from alumni to fund this plan. Unless Columbia and until Columbia adopts a policy that's in harmony with the needs of the community, which have been neglected and abused for so long, in many cases by Columbia, and in particular that Columbia pledges to take eminent domain off the table and work to support the Community Board's 197A plan. So our name is concernedcualumni.org, and if any of you are graduating this spring, and as soon as you get that first letter asking for money, write back and make it a public letter, write to Spectator, and explain why Columbia University should not be getting billions of dollars from alumni who came here to get a liberal arts education. I first came here in the spring of 1968 as a high school senior, trying to get my application into the occupied admissions office by students and others who were outraged by Columbia's community policies at that time. I was here in 1985 when a group of students and community members marched from this spot to Hamilton Hall to protest Columbia's investments in South Africa. That's what it takes. It takes people standing up, coming out on a cold day, on a hot day, on the long days, and being militant and being argumentative, engaging in this debate, and saying that this cannot be done in our name. Thanks very much.